Hello everyone, welcome to the Nordic Archer Support with me Runors, bringing you yet another Supreme Command for the Alliance Forevercast, and today we got a good one. It's a 3v3 on Desert Planet 2. I've been playing this map a few times actually, and I gotta say, I really love this map. This is a very, very fun map. And today I'm gonna actually wait to say thank you to and the player that sent me this replay, so that, because I've suddenly found a pattern here that usually, as I've once done, is that people send in the replays when they think that, oh, I did very good in this one, I won, or like, I contributed a lot. And it can end up giving it a little bit of like the boost, like, oh yeah, he sent it in, okay, then we know he's gonna win. I mean, if you have any replays, please send them in. Don't be afraid to send them in. I think it's wonderful that you're proud of sending in replays that you think you did good on, especially since I get so many replays now sending from all kind of like angles here from several people all at once. So thank you guys for that. But I'm then gonna wait saying who sent it in, so that those that do watch this, that is not the person that sent this in, will then yes. But anyway, I'm gonna now stop talking about that shit and get on with the teams. Now then, we're gonna call this Team 1 down here on the left side, these three players, and Team 2 up here. So then, at the Team 1's air player in the middle, we have BrutalMoustache going Aeon first land and then second air in a nice tentacle pink. Up at the left flank in the northwestern corner, we have Daandric going Cybern first land in a nice, that would be, oh, what was the purple system in this kind of like? That's a thing though. I know it in Norwegian, but in English it can be a little bit difficult. But I would love to say, yeah, just a light purple. Now then, down here we have Torzongomboc. I'm just gonna go to Torzo. Yeah, he's going UEF and Wahini and Odeppa. He went first land and he's going a second land over here now after he's finished his tech mass extractor, and he's going light blue. Now, that is Team 1, and for Team 2, we have up at the air player here, we got Seero with an S and 2 E's. He's going Cybern first land and then second air in a nice elven flesh. Up here at the northern part of the map, we have JSD going Cybern first land, second land in a nice regal blue. And lastly, down at the eastern flank, we have Monolith. Where's his commander? Where is his commander? There is Monolith. He is going quite forward with his commander and going first land, second land, and then even a land factory over here. And he's going Seraphim and Lich purple. So that are your teams now, and things have been going on for 3 minutes now, and as you can see, they have been able to expand a little bit, so I don't have to go down to play minus 10 to actually introduce the team, so yeah. But we're gonna plus things up to speed too, because in the beginning things can get rather slow, and yes, things can be rather slow in the first, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on the game actually. But we do see one of the first engagement here with some of these units now firing, and this tank is actually managing to take out one of these mech marines, but now a mech marine is from Torzo has managed to take out the Tham to Monolith. And so far we see a small raiding party. There's a bomber here from Seero, but now we see that a hunter is moving out for Seero, but not sticking to the Tech 1 Mass Extractor here. Going to go for engineers, I would assume. I'm actually going down to +0 now, so we can see what's going on here. I'm taking out one of the engineers first, and will he go for a second engineer? That will remain to be seen. Yes, indeed, he's moving in now. How many engineers will he be able to take out? That's the question. Will BrutalMoustache keep following track on what's going on? Managing to take out 2 engineers before that that hunter is taken out. So very well played there from Seero, taking out 2 engineers for BrutalMoustache, stopping the progress a little bit for his main base. But other than that, things seems to be rather slow a little bit. But now that we see a commander of Monolith. Monolith is actually moving quite forward with his own commander. Does he have access to overcharge already? Yes, he has. So he can actually do a little bit of overcharge damage if he is lucky. Because now early on, there are not a lot of units here. So that can be a very good tactic if he gets the spam up. So it's like the Monty Python scene where they just sit in the cafe and just... Morning! What are you gonna have? We got spam, ticking spam. Spam. Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah, that's enough of my ranting. That's pretty much the only semi thing I can actually do okay when it comes to like adopting my voice to something. Other than that, it's I suppose you could say I do a very good peon voice from Warcraft 3 or Yoda, depending on, I don't know. But anyway, that is way too much. I'm now gonna focus down here though. But now we see Monolith has been able to do quite a lot of harassing here though. And BrutalMoustache says that he is going to send his commander forward to try to put a little bit of pressure on Monolith. But now Torzo is moving with his commander down here and was going to try to stave off the units here. Did an overcharge for Monolith, taking out one of the units. And Daandric is going to build a gun upgrade for his commander. And so far doing a little bit of good of hit and runs up in the northern part. But so far what we do want to keep track on is Torzo's progress and Monolith's, well, progress in that sense, into the inner sanctum here of the enemy base. So far, Monolith is going well into the yellow here, taking some artillery fire and striker fire here, and Torzo is sticking close by. But does Torzo have access to overcharge? No, he does not. And he's trying to get an engineer to build that energy storage, but there's so many tanks now moving all over the place here, and unless actually Torzo can get a lot of damage done, I don't think he will be able to finish that. And as I said that, the energy storage will go completely kaboom. As Seero said, now kill the storage, and that he has managed to do. Now Monolith is taking quite a lot of damage though, but all of these land factories, well, that air factory went completely down now, and all of these FAMs will be able to go down again. But now Monolith is falling back in the face of all this, but now a lot of Zuis and FAMs are following Torzo. But Torzo is going to follow Monolith now, because he is sensing and he can smell blood, and if he's going to go down, he is going to take Monolith with him. And we can actually see a very early expelling from the game with 2 commanders. But now Torzo is taking quite a lot of fire here from all of these Zoos and all of these FAMs falling up, going well into the red. And Monolith is still not in the red though, but will he go into the red? And that can actually be very fatal indeed for both teams, losing 1 player each at the same time. And now at the boom, and holy shit, Monolith at 30 health points, still in the game, managing to take out Torzo at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So fantastic play there indeed. Now, what we would love to see was some kind of way of taking out Monolith before he can get out of the way. And as you can see, though, BrutalMoustache is getting a Mercy online, and will he be able to get those units over there so he can see Monolith, and he will be able to get that Mercy in. Will we be able to see a second commander kill at so early part of the game? Yes, we will indeed. Monolith goes down at 8 minutes and 4 seconds, and boom! 1 player from each team are removed so early in the game. Fantastic play there from BrutalMoustache, and he's going to get access to all of this here. These 3 core mexes and the 3 outer lying mexes, and a lot of mass in the middle of the base here from Torzo's previous base, and hopefully Seero will be able to acquire some of those mass points as he looks. Yes, it looks like he's now sending engineers over fast as he can to get over there, because BrutalMoustache has his own commander there, so he will be able to build things. But now, whoop, sorry, that was a bit of a burp. Now though, we see that Seero and Daandric, is it O? Daandric? Or is it Daandric? I think it's O, because of 2 A's. That's what it is in Norway and Denmark at least. They are firing all of the guns at full speed and full firepower here now, as Daandric is moving in there with a gun upgrade, firing twice as fast and taking out a lot of these Mantis. But there is an auto gun here firing at Daandric, and he needs to take out that point defense there. There we go, firing at the point defense. Don't need to take out that auto gun with an overcharge or something. There we go. Come on, one more last shot. There we go. That overcharge took out that point defense. So fantastic indeed. Now Daandric is pushing quite a far ahead though, but there is a lot of mass here. He could just now hunker down and reclaim all of this and start taking up as holy balls of shit. Because he needs to get that mass extractor online indeed, because that is falling rapidly down in health points. So he needs that extra mass from those that mass extractor, and he's keep following that commander of Seero. But I mean, if he had the gun range, he does not... He can't reach seero quite yet. And I agree with BrutalMoustache, that would be most prudent indeed to just stop and reclaim, as it looks like he is doing indeed. He's going to reclaim all of this and hopefully get a lot of mass, and there's still a lot of mass here. That's the thing about this planet too. You have 3 main mass places you can reclaim, so there's a lot of mass from all of these rocks here in the early parts of the game that you can reclaim to get a bit of a mass boost to increase your mass extractors. I gotta say, I played this map once with another player, so it was a 2v2 actually. So player was there, and we mirrored it, and I was up the northern part, and I did actually very good in the beginning, I would say, but I kind of overextended with my commander. I didn't have enough anti-air with me or flak, so I was taken out by gunships, but I thought my ally had access to flak, but I should have produced that myself, so I can't exactly blame someone else for my failure, because that was my failure entirely. The other team did a superb job in taking me down, and that is a hats off to them, because I can't remember the names. So anyway, fantastic plays from both teams so far. Good expulsion, or not expulsions, what do you call, good kill in the early stages of the game here, taking out Torzo, and then a very good counter kill from BrutalMoustache, and now he is getting well set off into this part of the map, getting engineers to take all of these mass points and all of this recam, and I think that is a T2 Land Factor HQ wreck, so that's going to be a lot of mass actually. That's going to be about 842, oh, that's going to be over 900 mass to reclaim. And how are we doing in the reclaim game so far actually? So far we see BrutalMoustache on 4100 mass, and HS0 is about 5,200. Daandric is about on 1900 mass, and JSD is about 647. So far seero and BrutalMoustache is the players that we want to keep track on. So far I would say that seero and BrutalMoustache are the players that are most well put off, but there is some high ranking players here with seero, so that could realign the teams, but JSD is only 300 though, so it kind of like ranks out the match. But that's the problem though, you can have a very high ranking player and a very low ranking, and I think that even that will kind of make the teams imbalanced, because even though that play is very good, if the flank just falls immediately, it doesn't matter how high rank you are in that sense. I mean, it does matter in that sense, but it makes it a bit difficult so far if, for example, the right flank and left flank is taken out and the high-ranking player has to fight on multiple fronts if both teammates fail, for example. But so far, what does JSD... Does JSD have the gun range on his commander? No, he doesn't have anything on his commander. Does Daandric have anything on his commander? So far we see that Daandric has the microwave accelerator, so he has the access to more gunfire, and I would love to see an overcharge here instead of wasting so many shots taking out Mantis that could have been taken out with just one overcharge of all of these units and getting a rank of veterancy or something. He already has a rank of veterancy, but he needs to do a lot of fire on these units though, because their point defenses keep firing at Daandric. Do we see though? We see a lot of Corsairs are moving in here from seero, going straight for Daandric and doing a higher run. He's doing a lot of damage to Daandric, and he needs to get his butt out of there and get as much anti-air capabilities as he can, because now a Conservators from BrutalMoustache are moving in, trying to defend Daandric, but he's taking too much fire and going down into 200 health points, and already we can lose a second player from Team 1, and that can provide a huge advantage for Team 2 and take this game in the bag. But now see more of these Corsairs are coming in, but nice micromanagement from Daandric, moving back and forth, and we see a shit exclamation mark coming out for BrutalMoustache, and now another Corsairs are coming in and firing all of the missiles, and boom! At 13 minutes and 45 seconds we see another player being thrown out of the game. And fantastic plays from seero, smelling that victory is near indeed, as another player from Team 1 is taken out, and now this will really put BrutalMoustache's might and, well, skills to the test. As they say in Mortal Kombat, test your might indeed. And now he's truly... Now he truly has to test his might. What could be useful though is that we see seero has done something very nice indeed. He has been building walls on these 2 points here. What could have been useful then for BrutalMoustache is that if he wanted to get a little bit of an edge on things, he could do some airdrops here with artillery to take out these point defenses, but there's a lot of point defenses being planned here for seero. Not sure if that is a good idea, spending all of his mass building point defense turrets, but well, how is he doing on the eco games so far? He has access to a lot of T2 mass extractors, but a lot of T1s as well. How are we doing on BrutalMoustache? So far, BrutalMoustache seems to have more Tech 2 mass extractors than seero, so he is better off mass-wise, but he has a lot of units as well, so he might be able to secure this map, and that's a lot of mass indeed that can be available for BrutalMoustache if he can get his military units over there and engineers. And now we see though that these units are trying to do a little damage here, but nice artillery shell there from the Medusa taking out that Aurora, not managing to jump away. We see one engineer trying to get some forward land factories, and more Medusas are coming in here to assist in the protection of these land factories, but there are blazes in the mixer. So T2 for BrutalMoustache. We have T2 air for seero though, so that is very good indeed. Do we see any anti-air though for BrutalMoustache? No land anti-air. So far seero seems to have the air advantage of being uncontested in the air, but we see access to swift wind Tech 2 combat fighters for BrutalMoustache. So he has access to the Tech 2 units that can combat the enemy air players, air fighters. And now though we see that these blazes are moving in here, taking out the land factors, but we see some Medusas coming in from this side here, and will they be able to do damage? No, I do not think so, because there is an obsidian in the mix here. Of this blaze and obsidian, so this obsidian will be able to take out these units because it has an enormous shield of 1500 health points, and that's going to give the obsidian an advantage over these units, along with that blaze firing with his rapid fire gun. And now we see a large group of units there coming in from BrutalMoustache. Needs to move his units though, because that's a lot of air units, proving a lot of air support for JSD. He's built a lot of power generators here in this kind of like sequence. I'm not sure if that might be the most prudent course of action. I suppose it would be better to build the power generators next to the air factories to get the adjacency bonus, because as it is right now, if you destroy these power generators, they will deal damage to the next power generators, and that could cause a little bit of trouble. But there are 2 point defenses here, proving a little bit of fire here though, if these units stray too close, as we can see here though. But there are obsidians, blazes and auroras and artillery in the mix. But we see though that a Cerberus turret has been produced here from seero, but JSD is trying to get in there and do a lot of damage here. Does he have access to overcharge? No, he does not. He does not have access to overcharge, so JSD is going to take quite a lot of damage here. He needs to get out of there. He needs to go back into the range of his own guns, or get back over to back to seero's base, or otherwise Team 2 will lose 1 player more as well, as he's take obsidian fire and getting, I don't know. That obsidian might be the end of JSD if he's not careful, indeed, because he's going well below now into the red, 2000, and climbing down steadily, or decreasing steadily, and I think this will be the end for JSD if he cannot be too careful and needs some more assistance there. But no! At 17 minutes and 52 seconds, JSD have been taken out by a nice strike there from BrutalMoustache, and now BrutalMoustache is spreading out like cancer, taking all of the original positions for his former teammates. Now a large group of units are building up here from seero, and now there's only 1 player left from each teams, and it will only be interesting to see now which player will be left standing. Will it be seero with his 1500 ranked score on his global rating? I think that's, isn't it global rating? Or I think that it is. Or will it be BrutalMoustache with his small, you could call it, advantage of having the expansion earlier than seero, because now we see seero is starting to reclaim and build more here, but BrutalMoustache is well more put off. How are we doing on the eco so far? So far, BrutalMoustache is doing very well with the eco, having 4,000 plus mass he can have in his storage, so he can have access to a lot of mass here. THS Seero is doing well as well, and he is doing a little bit bad on the energy front, though. Needs some more power generators here. He's getting T2 power, as we can see, though. But though we see a lot of power here, though, for BrutalMoustache. Yes, he has the resource allocation system for his commander, so he is well off put when it comes to energy. And now a lot of artillery shells with the Mantis are coming in here, and they do a lot of damage to the Auroras and artilleries here, and they have been taken out. So these units, unless some military units will be sent in here to defeat them, they will be able to do a little bit of raiding. But now we see more units are coming in here, but there are a lot of point defenses being planned here and produced from Seero. But that's only Tech 1 point defenses, though. They can easily be countered with artillery. So in my opinion, a lot of T1 point defenses will be a bit of a waste, in my opinion. When you got 4 or 5 of them, you could stop building them and start using more of the mass advantage you can get from reclaiming. But I gotta agree with BrutalMoustache. The Medusa is a very good unit. I love the EMP effect, but they're very highly inaccurate, though, so you need a lot of them to actually make them count and make them be worth their money. But now, though, we see all of these obsidians. There's an asylum in the mix as well, so this Tech 1 rush won't have any effect whatsoever, as there is a Tech 2 spam, as well as a Tech 1 spam. So there's going to be a lot of spam. Spam, spam, spam. Lovely spam. Lovely spam. Sorry. But now, though, we see gunships out here for BrutalMoustache and doing quite a lot of damage here to these, oh, what do you call them? The Medusas. So far, how are we doing, though? I would say it's a bit of a 50-50, but Seero is doing a little bit more hit and runs, it would seem. And his commander is a little bit further out, getting a T2, radar system, actually. And what do we see about BrutalMoustache? BrutalMoustache is still standing in this base and going for a Tech 3 Land Factory HQ upgrade now. So we will see some harbingers, and if Seero cannot counter the Tech 3 menacing threat from BrutalMoustache, that could prove to be fatal indeed. Do we see anything in the main base, though? In the main base, we have Tech 3 Air Factory HQ for BrutalMoustache and getting out shockers, and indeed. So he will be able to now produce shockers and do a good amount of hit and run, considering the fact that in the main base here, we see access to T2 Land Factory HQ and T2 Air Factory HQ, but no T3 Air Factory HQ, so no ASFs will be able to counter these shockers that are coming out now for BrutalMoustache. So in my opinion, it is slowly shifting over to BrutalMoustache's favor here, as he's also going to get some harbingers out from the conveyor belt now. And those will be able to take out a lot of T1 units single-handedly, if you ask me. And now we see a lot of gunships as well moving out and attacking the forward land factories, indeed being here for Seero. And none of them are building anti-air, but we see Corsairs and Tech 1 interceptors are coming in to try to take out these Spectres. But we have Swift Winds here to be able to provide anti-air if BrutalMoustache is following and paying attention to all of this. Yes, he is. He's now sending me in to actually attack these Corsairs and hopefully deal a bit of damage, because these gunships are taking a lot of damage as these interceptors are being able to just fire at will and deal so much damage, as one more gunship is going down. But 4 factories are about to go down now. So in my opinion, that attack might be very useful, because that is a lot of mass in the field for BrutalMoustache that he can reclaim. There's a lot of mass on the side of Seero as well, but there are more in the more produced area for BrutalMoustache. But now see, though, a small attack force here from the Skyhook is trying to get a small strike force over the ridgeline, but BrutalMoustache keeps paying attention to whatever is going on, and fantastic work there. But now, though, he's afraid that these shockers might have been discovered, and will he start moving them and actually start using them to attack the eco or factories to Seero? We have to wait and see. No, he's actually waiting a little bit, and no, and as I said, as Guile said, as the caster curse indeed, I have to agree with him, and as I say that again, then he stops. It's the kind of thing where you try to say something and it doesn't work. You say, oh, he's about to do this, and he's not doing it, and then you say he's just standing still, and then he moves. But this Harbinger is proving a whole lot of good stuff indeed, as he is holding... Two Harbingers actually is holding this whole spamming line back in the face of so many T1 and Tech 2 units, and fantastic work there indeed. And these Harbingers are holding the enemy back, but now some more units are coming in here though. Will we see some Tech 2 gunships being produced quickly? No, these shockers are being actually used themselves to defend against these units standing here, trying to do a little bit of damage. The only thing I have some engineers though, not doing too much damage as the shield is here in the way. But a Harbinger is moving in to take out these units very easily. But he has a lot of shockers now. So how many shockers do we have for BrutalMoustache? We have 5 shockers, and if BrutalMoustache is just sending them in now, if he just sends them in, he won't have anything to fear whatsoever, because we have no T3A actually for BrutalMoustache. Seero, I mean. Seero has only Tech 2 and he's trying to spam out Tech 1, but that can be very bad indeed, because the shockers are so fast and they can just plow away from the prowlers, and they have so much health point that can just be grinded at, and that is a truly terrifying unit to be facing, as the bombs are being dropped now, going straight for the mass extractors indeed, as the shock is now far off the deadly payload, going after the mass extractors, going after the energy power generators. And will this be the end for Seero? I think it is, and I think it will be. How are we doing on the power issues? Seero is doing horribly in the power department, as he's going so well down. He's calling out the GG now, knowing that so many strategic bombers will be the end of him. He has no way of countering it, and he says that he had too long to be using these bases here. And I agree that BrutalMoustache managed to get these mass extractors from his former teammates, and that managed to gain him a severe advantage. And I think that might be the end of this match actually, if these shockers might just be used to continuously dropping bombs off and doing damage, because these 3 main mexes have been taken out together with these power generators. And now we see though that Seero has done the I would say less than gentleman way of going Control G or Control K and just detonated his commander, sensing that I will no longer prolong this torture and say goodbye, cruel world, and blast him way into Cybran heaven. But that was the game for today, ladies and gentlemen, and I gotta say it was a fantastic one. And now I can say thank you to BrutalMoustache for sending me this replay. It was fantastic. Well, indeed, sir. You are truly amazing for sending me this one. I love to see how many commanders that went back and forth, how many was taken out by sudden twists and turns of event. So fantastic indeed. And by this accord, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video. So thank you guys for watching this. If you liked this video, press that like button. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. That is beautiful inside the D, I gotta say. Now we all have to wait for the laser to fire. Oh, lovely sight. Not guilty devices. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, so many shots getting into the Monkey Lord, and it's rapidly falling. It's taking